Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. I got my earplugs in, so I'm probably talking a little loud. But we're tracking down next to the road, the highway right here. It's kind of more of a backcountry road than a highway, but we are out on a massive property, and we've got to cut 800 yards down a property line. We are in the minute with little Munchie, and I'm gonna show you guys what we got now. About 200 or 300 yards of it is absolute hell. I'm not gonna lie, it's bad. And then the last probably 500 yards of it is actually pretty easy if it's dry. I haven't walked all the way down there, but we're gonna get to it and see how much we can get done. So let's take a look at what we got. Okay, so here's today's project. There's the property corner. Surveyor's been out, and the property goes right down through there, kind of like this weird diagonal angle, all like right down through there. And I've already been through there with a machete in hand all morning. Now the surveyor has flagged it down, and the problem is he flagged it about every like 100 or 150 yards. And so if you have to, like when you're going through these and cutting these property lines, you have to know where you're going. Otherwise you'll get off your line very, very quickly. So I've been running, you know, going back and forth through there trying to find, you know, markers in the, you know, and where he flagged, and then work my way back to these markers and stuff like that, and find a path through there to make a path. Now, once we get about maybe a third of the way down, we hit an old logging road, and the right side of that logging road is the property line, and it's wide open. There's literally nothing there but other than just some of this little bit of broom straw grass and maybe the odd bush like a wax myrtle or a gum tree, and it's wide open all the way down to the corner. And so, but the problem is when you get down to that corner down there, there's a canal that runs back there, and it is super wet. It holds a lot of water. It's almost like a pond. So we'll see if we can get all the way to that corner. Not sure, but we're gonna make our way through this. We got to go about 800 yards, so let's see what we can do. Okay, so pretty good progress through here. I've tried to make as straight a line as possible, though I did have to deviate around some of the timber and stuff like that, and this fallen tree here. But for the most part, this is a pretty straight line. It meanders a little bit right here, but mostly because of that big tree right there. I almost about to get stuck right there. I had to put some branches and logs down in there. I'd probably have to put some more right there coming back through, but you can see that down through there is just a straight shot right through there. Now again, there's a couple of trees in the way, and I'm gonna clean up some of that brush. So this is just for a fence. They're just trying to run a fence through here. I think they're eventually gonna put cows in here, so this is just a fence line. So it doesn't have to be exact, but they've got to have room in here for the guy to get in here to put the fence in. So I'll show you. So the next survey marker from the one at the road is, we're almost to it. You can give you an idea of how far apart the surveyor set the stakes. I'll walk it. You see that pink ribbon through the woods there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I'll walk a little further. Oh, there's a pink ribbon right there. So that's how far I had to walk through here, through all of this, to find the next marker. So I'm going to cut my way right through here and stay to this side of the property line. And then one of those big ponds back there is our next marker. So we're going to chew our way. Now it gets wet through there. It's about to get really wet and soft through there. So whether we make it or not is yet to be determined. It's been mostly dry, but this is why this machine right here is so great for jobs like this, because you don't have to track back and forth to mulch the material down. I can sit in one spot, clear all this out, and then make one track through. So if I do rut, it's not a rutted up mess, and there's a lot less chance of me getting stuck. And if I do happen to get stuck, I can still use the mulcher, someone as a bucket to lift me up off the ground, and I've got the blade. So the ability to self-recover is a lot greater than what you would have with a skid steer, especially with a mulcher, because the mulcher, unlike a brush cutter or a bucket, doesn't stick out far enough to give you the leverage to push yourself back out of a hole. It's not great for that. So I love using this machine. Plus, you know, when you're coming through, if there's any overhanging branches or vines, you can just lift this head up and just trim all that right back and clean it up, and get any, like that overhanging thing right there that's like that, I can just take the head and cut that. Trying to cut that with the skid steer is it's a nightmare. It's not easy because it's coming this way, and you know, and you can't get a bite. But we're making progress. Once we get to that pine, it opens up into that old logging road, and we're wide open. So let's get to it. right, folks, I think that's as far as we go today, unfortunately. This is sort of, you can tell the trees have changed in here. They're these swamp and bay magnolias and other hardwoods in here. And there's not really much pine in this area. This is sort of a low bottom that runs through this area, through this property. And you can tell it's just a wet, sloppy mess. And we haven't had any serious rain in about 2 weeks. Though it hasn't been super warm, but you can just see how mushy that is. We're not making it through this right now with this being this wet. Not happening. I think it almost didn't want to back out of that hole. I mean, it was sunk down pretty good. This side track was sunk pretty good. So, and it's a long way through here. We've actually kind of got to cut that big pine. We've got to kind of skirt it to this left side. So I've either got to take this tree out, this big red maple, or kind of skirt that stump and come and cut the difference and try to make it over to that root ball there between these two trees and work my way through there. But this is all just soft bottom in here. I was hoping I could get through it. Sometimes this stuff looks really bad, but it's not. But this is pretty bad in here. We're not getting through this right now. I don't know if we will ever get through it. Maybe it'll dry out enough in the summer, possibly. That's my hope, but we got to go through there. But once you get to about where that pine is, it gets back to dry ground and it's not bad. But how we're gonna make it through here, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to grub any of this out because I don't know if it's wet, if it's delineated wetlands or not. And if it is, I can't grub anything out. So I can't come through here with a bucket and mats and start ripping these trees out and make a path through here like that. That's a no-go. So, and the way this water, you can kind of tell it flows through here as drainage. I mean, I can see the water, how it flows through here, and the grade's going that way. This very well could be. So I can mulch anything I want to. I can cut and mulch anything I want. I just can't take a bucket in here and start ripping out trees and stuff, and roots and stuff. So this section through here, I mean, you could say, okay, I can do it by hand, but how do you get on the other side of it? I mean, this is all wet through here. I've walked, that's actually an old logging path through there. It's all wet too. It's wetter over there than it is over here. I don't know. I'll have to talk to the owner, but that's as far as we go today. I don't care what machine you got, you're not going through mucky stuff like that. Most of this wasn't bad. It's sand over here. It's a lot of sand underneath this stuff, but still, you can still get buried in mucky sand. But that's what this is. This is actually sand. It's just got a lot of organics in it from being in this water, but you can feel it. It's sand in there. You can feel it's gritty, but it's just got so much water and it's so much organics. It's just so mucky. Oh, there's a lot of water in the ground. So, all right, well, that ends the fun for today, I suppose. I'm gonna try to clean this trail up, going back out a little bit, clean it up a little bit, and then we'll talk to the owner and see what he wants to do. Well, that was fun. There's a lot of hacking with a machete today. Only get halfway down the line. That kind of sucks. But at least I know where I'm going now. If I come back, I know where to go. So, good news there. But really, you only have to go to about where that big pine is, the second big pine over there, and then there's an old logging road and there's nothing to clear. It's wide open and there's nothing but broom straw. So really, if you could get through this, then you don't really have a problem with the fence. He just wanted me to mow that back there. Really, it was nothing to be mulched. He was like, well, while you're going down and just mow it down. But all right, well, that was fun. All right, I'm gonna truck this thing out of here. We'll clean up a little bit and I'm out of here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I tried to make a video out of this. I thought it would be interesting if we went the whole 800 yards, but fail. But you can't do anything with this. That's the one thing about a mulcher too, is you don't have, at least not on one this small, the ability to use the thumb in conjunction with mats. That kind of sucks. So, all right, I'm gonna track it out of here. Hopefully I don't get stuck coming out. I'll check you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.